Yeah, I think early on in the year, our first weekend was a really good weekend against Parkside there, and then we kind of went into a gauntlet there where we played, I want to say, like 15 games in 18 days and started conference there, and kind of managing through that with pitching staff with a couple injuries early on that are now fully cleared and healthy and kind of getting back. And it was the epitome of a spring training in a sense for us, with being able to get a lot of guys mountain time, see how everything's going. And there was some ups and downs there pitching, but I think as of late our pitching has really picked up. The 3 conference weekends so far, essentially we have 2 teams that are sitting second and third and consistently there that we've faced against, and another team that has been a tournament team and not tournament team, and winning that series is always a good mark there. And I think it's not great when we look at our record at 3-9 right now, but kind of going into the rest of our conference schedule, I think we're getting healthy. We're ready to roll at that point in time. Yeah, I think pitching-wise, we've definitely have started to pick it up there. Obviously we had Kyle Hirschner was with basketball on their great run deep into the tournament there, first round win there. But now having him back is really going to help our pitching staff and kind of help us be able to not have to stretch guys out that aren't necessarily needing to be stretched out. We can get kind of 1 inning, 2 inning kind of max effort from some guys there and kind of complete our pitching staff there. And I think this last weekend we pitched well enough. We just didn't get the timely hits and different things there. And a couple games there was one mistake there that led to a couple more runs, and those games were a lot closer than what the score was on 2 out of the 3 that weren't close games there. I think fielding-wise, early on it was, that first few games outside. We're not outside very often, and then you get outside and, things get sped up when there's runners and different stuff and you're not used to it. But, playing a lot of games early on has definitely started to clean up our defense, and we're getting honed in there, and that's good there, where we're not necessarily having a lot of errors as in our last few games, and that's the defense that I knew we had. We just had to be able to go out and play some games early on and get through some of those mistakes, whether it is not knowing where you want to go and in between plays and doing that, but now getting to the point where every play is thought of ahead of time and we're making the right play. Now it's just cleaning that up, and we're playing better defense. I think our offense isn't where we want it to be. I think we are a better hitting team than what our statistics show, and going through that, when you look at the games, we'll explode in 1 inning and we'll have 3-4 hits in a row. We are a very contagious hitting team. We just need to get started a little bit earlier, and when we start hitting to what I think our hitters are capable of doing, we'll be able to score a lot of runs, and it's going to be an exciting product of baseball, because there's been a few games where we've done that, and we were scoring a lot of runs at that point in time, and if we can get to the point where we're more consistent that way and getting more active, more contagious, more innings involved rather than just 1 inning of hitting, now all of a sudden our games start picking up, and it's a lot different results that we're looking at. Playing complete baseball is definitely what we're looking at. I think we're getting there. I think we didn't get the results we wanted this last weekend, but there's a couple games where, our pitching's pitching well, our fielding's behind them. We're getting close to 10 hits in some of those games, and now it's just getting, more of those hits at the same time where we're going to score more runs. I think that's the biggest thing. I think when you go back and look at the games and there's 8 to 14 guys left on base, it's that timely hitting. When we get a timely hit going forward here, now all of a sudden you're looking at 2-3 runs in an inning that instead of leaving the bases loaded. And that's kind of the biggest point right now is, being able to go out, relax, and not put the pressure on ourselves when we have guys on base and be able to get, a big hit at that point in time. And now that opens up a lot of things, and that will get our momentum moving. And that's kind of what we're missing right now, is just that timely hit.